Hey guys, let me know you can hear me and see me. Hi Nancy, thank you. Hi Jeremy, thanks. How you guys doing today? Hi Tom. Nancy, I want to thank you for your donation. That's great. That's great. Tom, how's the wife? She's doing okay today? Hi Pam. You're very welcome, Nancy. That's awesome, Tom. That is awesome. You send her my best. Hi, Pam. Hi, Carol. Yeah, I can imagine. I've heard chemo tends to take the wind out of your sails. Grace of God, I've never dealt with cancer. Hi, Ann. Awesome. Hi, Katia. Y'all have to bear with me. I'm running a little slow today. Energy's low. I've had a sick dog for 4 days now. She is getting a little bit better. She's actually moving around, playing a little bit. So hopefully, whatever she's got is on its way out. I think she got a parasite somewhere. We've been feeding her boiled chicken now for about 5 days, and she's starting to get back to normal. Yep, she's normal. She's barking at a car horn. Somebody blew their car horn. Glad to know it works. I like the ones that come in here in the middle of the night, and blow their car horn. A lot of the campgrounds, they don't allow that. 10 o'clock's cut off. You make any noise after that, you're in trouble. Miss Mia? Miss Mia? Yeah, Pam, she acts like her tummy hurts. Because you touch it and she's like, oh, that feels good. Keep rubbing. She's rotten to the core, though. She's my baby. Hi, Aurora. Hi, Mary. Somebody's pulling a rig in. You can tell by the bark she's excited. She gets excited, especially ones that come in that have kids. She gets excited about the kids and then she barks at them all the time. Go figure. But she barked at Pam the whole time Pam was with us when we went to Tat Days. And every time I turned around, she was in Pam's lap. So what's that tell you? I don't know if she's barking to get attention or if she's barking to talk to you or what. Pam reads dog better than I do, so she can understand everything she's saying. I just think she's rotten. We haven't told her she's a dog yet. We've never told any of our dogs they were a dog. So yeah, they all thought they was part human. That's funny. Fine. Hi, Marianne. Sue Fuller is helping me with the. Well, thank you, Leah. She's helping me with the website. She's helping correct some of the things that went haywire when we upgraded. Because I didn't know how to do it. I'm not tech savvy. You know, what I know is that much. What Sue knows is this much. So, yeah, she decided she had some time and she's going to help me with the website, getting those little glitches fixed. So, there she is. Speak of the lady of the hour. Hi, Tasneem. Thank you, Tasneem. I'm tired today. I have to stay up with Mia one more night. I think I'll just walk into walls. Saturday, we're moving the rig. So tomorrow I'll be pretty busy packing the house out. We didn't unpack a lot when we come here. We knew we weren't going to be here that long. So we come down to go dip our toes in the ocean and it's rained every day. So there you go. Don't plan on going to the ocean because it's going to rain. I just wanted to say I got in the ocean once this year. So, oh well, there's always next year. Yeah, some of the beaches I found they close to the public, in the winter months. I didn't know that. Learn something new every day. Well, thank you. I've had this top here for ages. I finally could get back into it. I'm starting to lose some weight. Finally starting to lose it. I didn't realize when life knocked you down how much weight you could gain till I got on the scales and like fainted. So yeah, it's time it comes off. I'm looking forward to the cooler temps so that we can get out and do some walking and ride the bikes and stuff, get some exercise. I walk in the rig. It's 42 foot long. And if I double that, that's 84. And I try to walk, up and down, for 15 minutes. Well, it's got steps to go into the upstairs part where the bedroom and stuff is. And I can average, if I do it several times a day, I can get about 5,000 steps in. Well, with all the rain, Arthur comes along and says, "Oh, no, you ain't moving. You ain't going nowhere." So it's been kind of rough. But once the weather changes and settles in, I'll be okay. And then we can go for walks and stuff. I can't get out in the heat, can't get out in the sun too long because medicine I'm on says, "Oh, don't do that." And don't want those problems. Hi, Nanetta. Yeah, food is soothing, Marianne. Very soothing. I don't wish what I've been through the last 3 years on anybody. I'll be honest with you guys. It's been rough. But I will say this, I'm getting a lot better though. I have more happy days than sad days. Let's see, I'm going to go to Venezuela and see Aurora, go up to Italy and see Nanetta. How far are you guys from each other? I am not one of those people that know where everything's at on the world. So I'm going to plan my trips out. Lee, I live in all 52 states. I live in an RV and we travel, so we change locations a lot. And lately we've been staying in Florida. The doctor won't let me venture off too far until my next visit to see how all the new medicines are working on me and everything. So far, it's been really good. And if it stays consistent, hopefully he'll let me go places next appointment. Hi, Phyllis. Haven't seen you since Tat days. You would like to have my comments or Phyllis's comment? Oh, my comments on trouble tatting? I'll be honest with you, Tasneem, I've not done any trouble tatting. Nanetta has a wonderful, not a YouTube. Is it on YouTube now, Nanetta? Your triple tatting? I haven't done that before, Tasneem. I would have to get the information and work it, but from what I see, it looks interesting. It does. It looks interesting. Hi, Yarnia. Yeah, I won't say that I've done something if I've never done it before. I mean, Nanetta, she comes up with some very unique techniques. She really does. She's got good videos. I have to admit, she's got some really good videos out. Very informative. I think we have her YouTube channel on our resource list under YouTube channels. I try to put people on there that really have good quality videos with good quality information. Because, like I said, there's some things I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Marianne. There's a lot more techniques. Back 100 years ago, all they had was the double stitch. And they didn't have chains. They didn't make chains. It was all bare thread space. So, yeah, they've come a long way. And back then, they tied their picots together. They take string and hook them together and then tie a knot in it. That's why the older tatting pieces that you find have all these little fuzzy bits on them. It's where it was tied together. Awesome, Nanetta. I didn't know you had included other tatters on there. That's awesome. I know we're linked to Nanetta's, so if y'all go to Nanetta's, go right on over to them other tatters. I got news for you. I'm not selfish. I want you all to get as much information out there as possible. I remember when I started tatting, the only videos that was out were Karen Cabrera's. Don't get me wrong. She's a wonderful lady. She's got a lot of knowledge. But them fingernails of hers, I don't know how in the world she tats with them things. I really don't. But she does. But you have to watch her videos twice for the nails and then watch her videos another time. And maybe you can leave the nails alone to learn the techniques. They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. But she is a wonderful person. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I've heard Houston's a good place to live. Now, our mail forwarding service is from Livingston, Texas. But our home base, I guess is what you'd call it, is Florida. So, hi, Kathleen. But we're all over the place, Leah. We will be headed over to Texas probably in the fall, further down into the fall. We want to get over there and back before Christmas. Cold weather sets in and snow and all that good stuff. Because here, about late November, this Florida starts filling up, and finding places to park for any period of time is tough on the old birds. And so we have to pick and choose our spots. So that's when we tend to just move around a little further inland. All right, Pasha's in the house, and so is Narsha. Awesome. It is time for class. Has anybody got any questions before I go through the spiel of housekeeping? We know about Tasneem's. Does anybody else have questions from the last class? There was a couple of questions that came up in the group. And I don't know, Pam, the one on the how the mug wrap is going to work on the mug. Was that in email or is that from the class group? Exactly. Exactly, Tasneem. That's the whole purpose. Georgia said she wanted her name to go down as the original founder of the online tatting classes. And that's why we took them live. Because they're there forever. They're not going to fall off in the Wayback Machine. So, no questions. All right, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. All right, first of all, hit that like button. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to let you know when we go live or we upload new content. Now, we work strictly on donations. Our website and everything that we do is paid for through donation. If you've learned something and you feel like it's worth a super thanks, a super chat, or a super sticker, go ahead and, punch that little dollar sign and donate, because all the money goes into a fund to support the classes. We also accept let the videos roll with the commercials. If you don't have the means to help support the classes, don't worry. We're not going to push you out the door. These are free classes. So with that said, if you choose to donate, you can. If not, let those commercials roll, because we do get paid pennies on a peanut on those commercials. The more likes we get, the better the commercials. By the way, we got a promotion today on our commercial feeds. All right. So instead of making a penny on a peanut, we're making a penny. So there you go. But if you feel like it's worth your time to watch these videos, we sure do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button and let us know what you think. If there's something you're interested in, leave a little note at the bottom in the comments. We'll get right back to you. We do answer the comments. With that said, today's class, we want to work on the awareness ribbon by Lenore English. Several tatters have been lost due to cancer, different forms of cancer. On Wikipedia, you can go there and you can get the color of the ribbon for each form of cancer. Okay? If you know someone that has cancer or is battling cancer, has passed from cancer, whatever the big C word is, this awareness ribbon is for them. Okay? And we all need to remember those lost to that horrible disease. All right? No matter what type of cancer it is, remember them this month. Because even though October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, because so many people, men and women, get breast cancer. Okay? Make sure you get your check. See your doctor. If you see something or feel something strange, unusual, different, go to your doctor. All right? Get it checked out. Knowing is half the battle. Fighting early is the win. All right? So with that, we're going to go over here. We've got several things on the agenda that we're going to get through today. I'm going to show you what this mug wrap is going to do when we get it all done. And I'm going to show you how you're going to size it. All right. We're also going to show you how to hide those ends on the wrap. Because if you don't hide your ends, they will come out. If you tie little knots and don't hide, they will come out. All right. Because this is going to have friction on it. Okay. Anytime you got tatting that's got friction, sew those ends in. All right. We're also going to do the awareness ribbon, sew the ends in, and we're going to get started on the next part of the mug wrap. So with that said, let's go over here and let's get started with this fun day today. You can see what's on my desktop. All right. This is the mug wrap. I've already started sewing my ends in. You see my needle? I've got just a regular sewing needle. I've started sewing these ends in. All right. And I want to show you something. I'm going to zoom in on this and show it to you. Let me get it all set up. I don't want to make anybody dizzy or sick. Okay. So just know that. Just got to bear with me a little bit. Let me get down here. Now, I am zoomed all the way in so you can see this. I'm going to point this out. Do you see these stitches here? These caps? This thread has been run under those caps. All of them. All right? You only have to do 3 or 4 caps. What you do is you run it under one, down the other one, back up. And you don't have to do but maybe 3 or 4. Then you pull it tight, and what it does, because they got picots on here, it's not going to show that well. It throws that thread in between the caps on the front and the back and locks it in. That is the best way to sew in your ends. All right? Then after you do that, you want to pull it tight Give it a big tug to place it right there where you want it to go in between the front and the back caps. After you do that, you want to get your scissors and you want to snip them. Be careful, folks. Don't snip off your picos. If they're in your way, move them out of the way, but don't snip those little picos. Hi, Fred. Glad you could make it. So now we're going to show you again how to do it using this green thread. Now what I like to do, watch what I'm doing. You see how I split those plies? I took the thread and twisted it the opposite direction. Yeah, I'm going to do a couple of stitches, Marianne. Just keep your eyes open and close up to the camera and watch everything. All right. Then you want to wet those stitches. Get them good and wet. Why? So you can get them to flatten. You want them to fit through the eye of that needle. Okay. There we go. Now you can also use glue on this, but when you use glue on your thread, remember it makes it stiff and it's hard to pull. Okay. If it still doesn't go, wet it some more because it's not going to affect what you're doing. Run it through. Make sure it's flat. Run it through. All right. You got your needle threaded. Now, we've got green thread. Do we want green thread going up through the pink? No. We want green thread going through here. Okay, so we want it to stay with the green. So the best way to go at this would be catch our piece right here underneath that first double stitch. Now that double stitch has flipped some. But you want to grab it under that cap. The first one is the peel. After the first one, it's easy. Pull it through. And what you end up doing when you're doing this is you're going in between the stitches. Believe it or not. Okay, now you want to come back through. See, we've got a cap on this side, right? We want to come under that cap. And I advise you, if you need bifocals, use them. You need the third eyes or whatever, mag eyes, use them. Okay, because this is where it can really drive you to insanity, folks. Okay, is getting that thread to sew in. Now, you can use floss threaders or whatever at the ends, but what if you forget? You need to know how to do this because we're so anxious to work on our projects. We do take and forget. All right. Like I said, you want to go through 3 or 4 stitches. You can go through more, knock yourself out. You know, the sky's the limit here. But 3 or 4 is ample enough. Once you get it done, remember, grab your thread, pull it tight. Pull it tight. And I mean tug on it. To pop that thread down inside. All right? Then you want to take your scissors. And you don't want to snip your picos, but you want to snip it close to your thread. Or to your piece. And after you snip it, pull it off of the needle. Needle can go to the side, thread can go to the trash, and your ends are sewed in. Okay? Now, mind you, this is a size 20 thread, folks. All right? We are working size 20 here. Let me move this back out because you're fixing to get a shock of a lifetime. All right? Sorry about that. Went the wrong way. All right, so we've got size 20. You see how small that is in my hand? Let me compare it. Most of you know what what, Veronica's shuttles look like, okay? Check it out. There's a Veronica shuttle, and that's size 20 thread. Do you see how much smaller 20 is than this shuttle? Amazing, isn't it? Well, I got a treat for your eyes. Check out that one. That one there is size 3 tatting thread. This is the same pattern. I did this many moons ago, probably about 10 years ago or so. Now, it's misshaped and everything else, but this is the one I made for my mom long time ago. And she kept it on her little dressing table. This is size 3 thread. Elizabeth thread, same color as this, the garden path. Hi, Julianne. You're not late. You're right on time. So, now, if you're using size 20 thread, this is the difference. Big, huge difference. But you see how the gaps are closed in with your picos. So that heat from your mug is not going to come through. All right. Now, what are you going to do to attach this to your mug? Now, mind you, this is going to swallow the mug that I'm showing. Okay, that's my mug. But it will. I got it from Handy Hands. See, it's one of Handy Hands. This is a soup mug. See how big that thing is? I use this for soup and crackers in the winter. Yeah, I'm weird like that. So this is supposed to fit on your mug like this. This part, which is the center, okay, fits center of the front of your mug. This will stretch around, but you don't want it overlapping the lip of the mug. This is where this pattern has versatility for you. You don't want it to drape over this, and you don't want it to drape over up here. So you adjust the pattern to fit your needs. Now, as you can see, this is the start of size 20. Now, when we get the next round on, it's going to step out a little bit more. That's why you have to size it with each round. Once you get the rounds on to the point where they're from the bottom of the lip of the mug, see the lip? And the top of the base of the mug, you're done with that part. The next thing you want to do, okay, is you want to get you some cute little buttons. Okay, I got some cute little buttons. You can use shank buttons. You can use hole buttons. You can use any kind of button you want. All right? And you're going to sew that button right here. You see these 3 chains. The middle chain is where you are going to sew your button. And you're going to sew it with the sewing needle using your tatting thread. Everybody got that so far? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up or something. Let me know you got it so far. Anybody? Am I still on? Somebody let me know you know what I'm talking about, or did I confuse you? Okay, we got a thumbs up. Awesome. All right, now on the other side, you're going to connect your shuttle to the center of one or the other picot. And you're just going to tat a chain to come up from the back of the opposite side of the button around here and through where the handle is and over to the button. So you got something to latch it on to. Okay? then you have your mug wrap. Okay. And you size this to fit. Now, it may only take 2 rounds. It may take 3 rounds. It may take all 4 rounds, depending on the height of your mug and the width of your mug. Okay. I've seen mugs that look like soup bowls. Okay. And then be this tall. You could probably serve the soup in them. All right. So with that, with this pattern, once the pattern is done and it's placed on your mug and lined up, okay, then you use your pretty cute button. It's going to come in. Your button's probably going to come in on the side of your mug right about here. So you want a cute button. Just your everyday Joe button ain't going to work for this. You need a cute button that goes with your thread choice. All right? So that when you get your strap added on and the length it needs to be, okay, you want it a little snugger than the actual length you want it to be, because you want it to hold that onto your mug, right? So make it a little shorter than it needs to be, so that when it pulls it around that mug, it's pulling it tight together. Okay. But you're going to have that strap gap. Okay. So with that said, you may use 1, 2, 3, or all 4 rounds on your mug. And then you make your strap to go on it with the cute little button. And people see the tatting, and then they see the button. You got the better of both worlds. All right. Because there are some adorable buttons out there. I got these. I order my zippers from Zip It Zippers. Okay. And they're an Etsy shop, a private owner type thing. And so I've been ordering zippers from her for years from the bags that I make. And she always sends me these adorable little buttons. I'll get 2 or 3 of them every time I order my zippers. And I think, well, what am I going to do with that? That right there takes care of it. Okay. You'd be surprised what you can do with these little buttons. So yeah, she's got some, I don't know if she carries them anymore. It's been a while since I've ordered any more zippers. Last time I ordered enough to float a battleship on, but she always sent me these cute little buttons, and I was like, oh, how cute. You know, if it's cute, I got to have it. Just that simple. All right. So everybody got how you're going to finish your mug wrap. How you're going to make it all cute and pretty and be on your mug. Now you can do these for Christmas gifts. If you're going to give hot cocoa with mugs, you know, the little kits you can get at Walmart and places like that, that's got the hot cocoa, tea and stuff. You pull the mugs out of the wrapper. All right. Measure for your mug rugs or mug wraps, and then make them a mug wrap to go with it. They'll appreciate it quite a lot. Okay. They're going to fall in love with it. So you're giving them a piece of you with their hot cocoa. All right. So let's move on and let's get started on this Lenore English's awareness ribbon. Now, I gave you, before I move any further, I want to tell you, I gave you all 4 of the rounds on this video and the last video. If if you don't have them, you can go to our website under doilies, and it'll be there as well. It's got a link to Nancy's site. Okay. But I'm telling you, you're going to love this pattern once you get it done. But it's all determined on the size of thread that you use, how the mug wrap fits. All right. So given that, let's move on to this. All right. This awareness ribbon, if you tat it in size 20, which we will be using in class, all right, is going to be, she says 2.5 or 14 centimeters long. Okay, I don't do centimeters. I'm old school. 1 and 1 is 1, or 1 and 1 is 2. We didn't do no centimeters. So I don't know what 14 centimeters is. For you that do know what centimeters is it close to the 2.5 inch? I don't know. But she says it's 2.5 inches or 14 centimeters long. So that tells you about the size it's going to be. Now, if you use smaller threads, okay, for you people that like to use quilter's thread, these are going to be teeny little earrings, about yay big. That's the completed size. Those are going to be adorable, especially for someone who is fighting cancer. And you give them this pair of earrings to wear, okay? Then it's going to be something that they can show the world. I'm fighting cancer and I'm winning the battle. It gives them a little boost because at that time they don't feel well and they don't feel pretty. So give them a pair of earrings and smaller threads. It'll make their day. All right. If you don't give them a pair of earrings, give them a brooch. Put a little pin back on it so they can wear it on their lapels or their jacket, whatever. You can put a little split jump ring, and hook it onto, say, a key ring or something and give it to them like that. You could also make this to where it'll hang over the mirror of their car. It's got versatility, folks. It's your imagination where you take it. But if you know somebody, give them one. All right. 2.5 inches is 6.3 millimeter or centimeters. That info is wrong. Okay. So it is wrong. That's what I say. I don't know millimeters and I don't know centimeters. We here in the States, we do inches. And that's when I went to school, that's all we learned. I mean, they wasn't even talking computers when I went to school. So everybody's saying it's about 6.5 inches approximately. Wow. That's mind blown. Oh, well, let's get into it. We'll just make it a bookmark. If it's bigger than 2.5, we'll make it a bookmark. How's that sound? I'm game for that. Now, I'm using this pink blossom because it is for breast cancer awareness, and I happen to like this pink blossom. I used it on the name badge, and this thread is dry rotted, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. This one is a bit dry rotted because my rings kept breaking. Okay. Now I've run it through conditioner. If the rings break, I can't help, but I don't know. It may have been a bad spot in the thread. Could have been. I don't know. But my rings kept breaking. So when that happens, I just say, oh, okay, I'll use it for something that's not as stressful. I never throw thread away because I can always find a use for it. Okay. So now I got y'all doing math here. Told you was in school. Yeah, just make it and see. That's Pam. Yep, that's the way to do it, Pam. Make it and see because it's worth making. Now, her instructions are pretty clear. It's 3 picot, 3 picot, 3 picot, 3. So there's another way that could be read. There's 3 picots separated by 3. Okay. You could do this, read it umpteen gazillion different ways. It's all going to come out the same. We're going to have, it's all white thread though. They don't have anything that I need in the size thread that I need, the colors I need. So we're going at this a different route. We're going to see what we can do with it. I got some beautiful threads from Phyllis. She sent me some beautiful threads. She handled my classes at Tat Days for me because I couldn't go this year. And she sent them to me as a get well gift. And I thought, oh, how sweet. And they're beautiful colors. I'm saving them, Phyllis, for something really, really, really nice. Yeah, I know I'm buffering. We got storms here where I'm at. So yeah, it's going to happen. The satellite doesn't like storms. The clouds move in. It says no. So, but when on the replay, Fred, it'll be right. Okay. So we got 3 double stitches and we're going to put in our picot right here. And these are all joining picots. So we want these picots here to be super small, super small, super small, super small. Feed it down over that picot or that thread. Yeah, it's caught in the picot. There we go. Now the next one, we're going to take that tail off. So we only want to run it through half of a double stitch. Bring that double stitch down tight onto that thread. Take our snippers and we're going to snip it off even with the thread, but don't cut our thread. Okay? Once you get the tail out of the way, then you can fly. Okay? So we're going to put in the third one and it says we got a picot. Now it looks to me like, according to the diagram, that's a decorative picot. So we want it to be pretty. So we're going to make it a little bigger. I'm not measuring picots, and that's okay. I don't want to fight a picot gauge and be teaching you and you can't see what's going on. I mean, you're surely having enough time here with working with the thread size that I'm working with and the buffering that goes on. But that's life as it is on the YouTube. You ought to see it at night because we stream TV. Oh my goodness. The things we do not get to watch because it's constant. When the traffic gets busy, okay, on the internet, the satellite gets worse. And down here in Florida, they have the majority of the satellites for Starlink. So we should have ACE, on the internet, but we don't. I mean, he keeps sending them up. We're not too far from Cape Canaveral or whatever that is out there in the ocean where they send the shuttles up and the rockets and all that stuff. I've never been. Everybody that's been has told me it was awesome. I've never been. Oh, Phyllis, you'll be the first person I send pictures to. This shuttle here is a new one. All right, now we've closed the ring, we reversed our work. Now we're into the 3 picot 3 on the chain. Now, same problem, we got this little tail here we got to get rid of. So because the chain is such a short chain, and we can't really feed that tail through a lot, we're only going to feed it through the first 2 stitches. Okay, so that's 1, and this one's 2. On that 3rd stitch is where we'll cut the tail. It's the other half of that 2nd stitch. All right, now we're into the 3rd one. And this is where we cut that thread. Bring it down to lay it right on top and snip. No more tail. I hope Mia didn't hear that. She has a tail. She was saying, Mama, don't clip my tail. I have to tell her I'm not going to do that to her. All right, now she's got decorative picots there, so we want a decorative picot too. Okay. And there, we've got our chain in. There we go. Now, reverse our work, and guess what? Same thing, but we are going to join to this picot here, this joining picot. That's where we're going to join to on that first picot. All right, so here we go. 2 and 3. Now, let me get my crochet hook back behind me. I'm working on something over here I can't show y'all till it's done. I got all kinds of stuff going on. I stay pretty busy with projects. And it's because if I sit still, I get stoved up. A lot of my work when I'm walking in the camper, I take my work with me. I know that sounds crazy, doesn't it? But I find I can walk longer if my hands are busy because I don't focus so much on the amount of time that I'm walking. So, does that make sense? Or am I just crazy like that? If I am, it works for me, and that's all that matters. Because I'm going down. This time next year, I should be back down to what I used to weigh. So, we got 3, and we're going to put a small joining picot in. 3 more double stitches, and that ring is done. We're going to close it, and we're going to reverse our work. Okay. Now, you can continue on after you get all this done. Okay. Once you get to the 5th ring, right here, it says chain 2, picot 2, and reverse work. Then it says ring 3, join to 3rd picot of previous ring, 4 picot, 4 picot, 3, close ring, and reverse work. And you do that until you finish the 8th chain. Now, food for thought, folks. Now, you all got little Post-it notes. I got something right here. Okay. Take a little Post-it note. Stick it on here where you stop or what line you're working on so you can remember your changes. Okay? Because if you don't, because there are so many changes on here, you're going to get lost. All right? Everybody got that? You can very well get lost in this pattern because the next, after the 8th chain, you've got a ring of 3, join to 3rd picot of previous ring, 5 picot 5. It changes up. Then we step down here and we go back to 4. Then we step down here, we go back to 3. So you could get caught up in those changes, and then you go, okay, and you're using super small thread because you want to make the earrings, right? So how are you going to see them stitches unless you got a super duper magnifier? You're not. So, sticky note. I know y'all have seen those little flags. I think I've got some in here in this drawer over here. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. No, I'm not. Okay, flags like this. You pull the flag off. Well, let me get one that'll come off. And you just lay it wherever you're at. It doesn't matter. Use one or the other. Don't get lost in the pattern. All right? I always have stuff like this around. So yeah, I do strange things, Karen. I really do. So has everybody got that? It's a short class today. It truly, truly is. Let me switch camera. I didn't want to go any further. I want you guys to do it because I want to see your work. I don't want to see my work. I want to see your work. I know what my work looks like. I'm teasing you guys. Okay. You've never been live before, Joe. Well, now you are. Okay, Pam. Pam runs the front office, is what we call it. She runs the email and she runs the group page on Facebook. She's my right arm. When I need something done, I say Pam, and Pam jumps on it. Sue is the other right arm. I have two right arms. Okay, let's get this straight. I got two right arms. Sue Fuller is my other right arm. She's helping me with the website, trying to get things straightened out on it. We upgraded it, and everything got moved and shifted and all that kind of stuff. So, needless to say, she's working on the website to get that straightened out. I've been working on trying to get some of these projects done and behind me because what you all are getting taught class, I'm doing as well. But what I'm going to do with mine is different than what you're going to do. And I'm going to show you what I'm doing with mine. Okay? So, yeah. You're in for a treat, folks. You're in for a treat. So, are there any questions? Next week, I got some goodies for you. We're going to do Mark Myers pumpkin. Yeah. And then we're going to do his apple. Yes, Brenda. It is true for the whole pattern. The reverse work is a turn, the turn is a reverse work. Excuse me. Nancy's patterns are written the old way, not the new way. Yeah, you can use the cup wrap for a pencil cup too. You can use it for anything you want to use it for. If you don't want to use it as a wrap, you can use it for a mug rug. It does double duty. But if you're going to use it for a mug rug, get you a pot holder. Okay? Put the mug rug on the pot holder. So if it does spill, whatever you're drinking, if you're married to a klutz like I am, it's going to get spilled. Okay? It's going to get knocked over. Trust me when I say I clean up a lot of messes in my house. I do. My husband, he could go like this and it just totally misses the table. I mean, I don't know how. I think the table moves. So, yeah. Put a hot pad or something under it so that if it does spill, it won't ruin anything. Yes. We are going to have fun with the pumpkin and the apple. Yeah, Joan, Sue, are you still in class? I don't know if she's still here. Pam, can you send her the information? Yes, that's what we're going to be doing with all these little bitty things that we're making. That's cool. I've got a special project I'm going to show you guys. All right. Sue, can you please get the information from Joan? She would like to join in your design classes. Now, when Sue starts up her classes, I'm going back to Tuesdays only. She's going to be taking the Thursday time slot. How do you wash the mug wrap? Well, because your ends are sewed in, you can actually wash it in the wash machine if you'd like. Now, remember, it's going to wear it out because other things doing this wears it out. Okay, it's like anything else you put in the wash machine. I wash my tatting. I got a plastic jug. I put woolite in it, just a smidge, not a lot. The directions say use a thing like this in a wash tub. I'm sorry, I've got this little jug. So I cut it down in size. And then I put it in there and I just shake the jug. Just shake it up real good and let it move that fabric around. Okay. If you've got stains in it, or this is the best thing you can use for it, a little dab of D, I'm talking what'll fit in your fingernail down here. All right. But wash it and rinse it and then just lay it out. Let it air dry. So yeah, but we're going to get into that. I've got hankies over here that I'm going to show you how to cut the little holes in. Okay. There's a tool you can use. We're going to do hanky, trim on a hanky. We're going to do all that fun stuff. I'm going to show you how to take tatting that has a big gap between both sides and run ribbon through it so that you can tie it on a headband. I mean, we're going to do things with tatting that's not been done before. Like I said, it's not doilies anymore, folks. We're taking it up to the next generation. So, any more questions? I got all the time in the world. Yeah, cold water, woolite, dish liquid. Awesome, Brenda. Awesome. Okay, what I want you to do, I know you all have seen them. Is it in here? I think so. Let me get it out of my bucket and I'll show you. Teresa Oren told me about something that they use for making dough, cutting dough for ravioli or something. Well, I found this in my mother-in-law's stuff when I cleaned out her craft room. Y'all see these two tools? They're vintage, okay? And this is what they use to cut the holes in fabric to crochet and stitch on, okay? Now, you know what this looks like. They sell it in the sewing section. It's what they used to use for tracing, for the tracing paper, the tracing wheels. That's what these look like, but these are sharp, okay? They got a bite to them, and they will literally pick holes in fabric, okay? And that's what these are for. But a tracing wheel will work the same way, okay? It just takes a little more pressure to do it, but it will work. And Teresa Oren knows the name of that thing. I don't know what the name of it is, but you can see these? And that's what this little scoop here is for your thumb, to give you the pressure you need. So, yeah. And I got all kinds of hankies in here. Now, Handy Hands carries the hankies with the holes. I got some of those in here. What kind of fabric? Cotton, linen, either one. This is a Handy Hands hanky. You see it's got the holes in it. Okay. This is a larger hanky. Okay. Got the holes in it. She also sells doilies. So you just put the trim on the doily. Has the holes in it. Okay. And these are just, I got these like $7 for a pack of 12 of these. They're hankies. There's no holes in them though. Okay, you mentioned the magic square, but how does it work? Okay, a magic square, the way those are made and designed, and you can locate magic squares. Jennifer Williams did a whole blog on magic squares. I think it was Jennifer Williams. And a magic square, it's a continual tat throughout till you get a square. That's how it works. And then these squares could be this big, they could be this big. It depends on the pattern. And a lot of times you see patterns that have a repeat pattern to them. They are magic squares if they're in the square shape. And you have to hunt for them. Mary Connors did one years ago in one of her books. Okay. And everybody did the magic square. I think it was in her book. I'm not sure if it was in a book or a pattern piece. I'm not sure. I've got so many books, I can't remember who's got what in with. But the magic square, like I said, is a square. I've got one. I showed it in class the other day. Where you at? On, girl. Y'all can tell I'm packing stuff. Can't you? This is a small magic square. This shows you the pattern. You see, it starts here, it goes around, it comes here, and then the pattern works its way to the center. It comes here, it's back and around, and you can get bigger with this pattern. You make it smaller. Okay, different things you can do with it. But that's a magic square. And when you want to join one to another magic square, you join it in these picots, these tiny picots on the ends. So let's see. Yeah, you can. You can pass a string on the outer round of a dolly and make it into a bag pouch. Now you've got to make sure if you're going to use it for a pouch, you don't have a lot of decorative picots and it's a close tatted piece. You'd love to have a live class with me? Well, Brenda, where are you at? And I'll let you know when we're out that way. I try to get up with my students when we go somewhere, if there's any in the area. So I'll let y'all know. You can always ask Pam. She knows exactly where I'm at, when I'm going to be there, when I'm leaving. So she's got my itinerary. I keep her up to date where I'm at, because if there is a problem, well, at Nova Scotia, we want to go up there. We want to go to Oak Island. We've been watching that show for years, and I told my husband, I said, that's one place I do want to go. Yeah, Tatting by the Bay has a magic square. That's who I was talking about. Robin Perfetti. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Fred. Tatting by the Bay is Robin Perfetti. She's got the magic squares, and she's got the formula. So go check out her page. You live in North Idaho. When am I coming? Not during the winter. I won't travel north. This is not a ski. And we're not Santa. So therefore, we are not going to be in the snow and ice. It is built for 4 seasons. Okay? Don't get me wrong. I could spend 6 months in this thing in the snow. Do I want to? No. Getting there would be a problem. Arizona, we've got plans on the books for that. Y'all keep your fingers, toes, and elbows crossed. So the doctor says, yeah, you can travel now. You're doing good. Travel. Because that's why we bought it. We didn't buy it to stay in Florida. And we did do some traveling in the other rig. Not very far. We did get to see Texas, Mississippi. We did hit a little bit of Arkansas. Just around. We was getting used to things. You have very light snow. Is that today already? Oh my goodness. We're supposed to go to Indiana in November. This rig's got to go in and have both slide outs pulled out and replaced. and they're on the living room and kitchen slides. And it's going to take them a couple of weeks, but we're thinking seriously of canceling that because they're saying they're fixing to get slammed with some snow this winter. I don't want to be stuck up there because there's not really much in the way of a place we could stay other than a motel up there. And that can get quite costly. Insurance doesn't pay for all that. They'll pay for a certain amount, but not that much. It's beautiful. 75 degrees. It is, let me see. Right now, it is 89 degrees here in Florida where we're at. And it is raining. So we've got, every time a dark cloud climbs over us, it dumps water on us. It's just the thing it does here. So we've got flood warnings here. Why, we don't know, other than every cloud that crosses over has to dump water on us. I mean, outside in the grass, it's soggy. I'm not kidding. It's very, very soggy. You need rain boots. I'm hoping when we go to pull out Saturday, we can get out without a problem. I hope we don't get stuck, because if we get stuck, it does cost a chunk to get us out. So, what else? Arizona does have some land, Marianne, that we are looking at. So it's a place to park when we need some downtime. Yeah, I heard that, Fred. We may be in Georgia for Christmas. That's where his family's at. I don't have any family left at all. I mean, tag. Yeah, I know, Joan. I know. I've seen pictures all over. There's a place that we've been looking into that a lot of full-timers have bought in, and they get you a piece of land pretty cheap, pretty cheap, pretty cheap. And you have to put your own utilities in and your concrete and stuff like that. Well, they also have subdivisions for RVers, and you get a pretty good size lot, and you can put a tiny home on that lot along with your RV. And then when you're gone traveling, you can rent that site out to another RV. And the tiny home is yours. You don't rent that. You just rent your slot out. And so, yeah, we've been looking at different things because in the warm climate, we want to travel. In the wintertime, we have to do like everybody in Canada, come south. So, because it's not easy to pull this thing in the rain. I can only imagine how hard it would be to pull it in snow. I don't drive. My husband does. He's got patience like nobody's business. So, what city? I don't know. They're just all over in Arizona. So, we just got to pick something that we like. The one that a friend of ours has got, I don't remember the name of the town that he's in. Him and his wife bought a lot, and they got the tiny home and all the hookups with it for like $50,000. And they're butt up against a mountain ridge. That's what their view is out their windows. So, but we're looking, that's always been a plan of ours because we don't like a sticks and bricks home. Never did. We've always been apartment dwellers. So, yeah, I've heard that. So we're going to have to look at them, But yeah, we're not much on home ownership. He doesn't like yard work, and I'm allergic to flowers. So what's that? Yeah, there's not a flower out there I can be around. Wow. Yeah, I just come park in your driveway. You got 50 amp hookups? Hopefully by the time we head out west, we'll have solar on the rig. we're looking at some solar packages now. So the Valor that we had, the toy hauler, it had solar. We had everything on it. This one, because this model wasn't being made, they was replacing it with a newer model. This is the one that I wanted originally, and this one they only had 2 of them, and the closest one to us was in New York. Wow, that's a lot of land. We could boondock in your backyard. I'm teasing. I'm teasing. So, all right, Fred, you're asking where in Georgia? Outside Atlanta, Duluth area, LJ. His brother and sister-in-law live in LJ, one of his brothers. He's got 4 brothers, or 3 brothers still living. Yeah, I know. Y'all lucky. Yeah, I'll get Dennis to send you the link. He's got it on his computer. He makes the money. Now, Joan, I don't know where you're looking at for tiny homes that start at that price. I've seen tiny homes right here in Florida selling for $19,000, and they're already set up. Yeah, Helen's a beautiful place. We've been there several times. I took the kids back when they were little up to Cabbage Patch Central in Cleveland. They was amazed. Yeah, that Washington is expensive. I have a girl I went to high school with, lives in Seattle. So I guess we ought to call it quits for the day. What I want you guys to do is finish a little wraps, and if you make a rug out of it, that's fine. But I want to see pictures of your work. I want to see your cute buttons. Okay, I got a button fetish here. I'm teasing, but I do want to see your all's work. Yeah, she is a dental hygienist. Something she works. She's got an office thing. She does. So she's lived out there. I was born and raised in Kentucky, and we all went to high school together. And at the last reunion, we connected again. So, but yeah, Joan, if you want to move to Florida, you can get tiny houses pretty cheap down here, and they're in resorts. And the nice thing about Florida, guess what? They have no state tax, folks. Texas doesn't either. Now, Fred, when we go to see his family, we stay up in Cleveland, Toccoa. Toccoa's got a really nice campground up there. So I don't know. Don't know what we're doing. I won't know anything for set in stone until after my next doctor's appointment at the end of this month. And then I will know. Yeah, I know. The only thing about going out west is once you get over to California, you have to go through agricultural inspections. And if you've got any fresh vegetables on your rig, they take them and throw them away. You're not allowed to bring them in. Split the difference, just go to a Palmetto meeting. Yeah, that's possible. You're welcome, Tasneem. I do this because I love tatting, folks. I don't do it for any other reason. This is my true love. My husband gets jealous. But I'm going to get off of here and call it a day. I want to wish you all a wonderful weekend. I hope the weather's beautiful where you're at. If it's not, stay indoors and tat. Above all, make sure all your threads make beautiful lace and never tangle. All right. Happy tatting, guys. Have a great one. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.